Hello, learners. A good morning to you all. Welcome to the second part of history in ninth standard. And today we are going to discuss about different changes of events in India. So let us discuss the changes after 1991. The year 1991 is held to be very important in the history of the world as well as in India. So that was the big changes done in India, and that was counted as a history. Means that was a fabulous day that was done in India. The Soviet Union disintegrated into several different small countries and the Cold War comes to an end. So Soviet Union. So we were also having the fighting, or there was some problems with the Russian people. Soviet Union we call as a Russian people, and that war was to be ended. So that called a Cold War actually. In India, the government under the leadership of Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao initiated many changes in the Indian economy. So P.V. Narasimha Rao, he was also the Prime Minister of India and he was also having the leadership. So he has changes in the economy of the India. During this period, Ram Jamna Bhoomi and Babri Mosque issue at Ayodhya came to be the forefront. So this was the issue. Babri Mosque and Ayodhya was the big issue for the Ram Jamna Bhoomi. So during this period, people were there, the government was there, but the land was there. But land has to be given to the Muslim people or the Hindu people. So that was some forefront comes to an end. So this is now also you can see the news are there that Babri Mosque we should have the Mohammedans land, or the if the Ayodhya belongs to the then we should give that land to the Ayodhya people. So that was the issue, but that was not solved after the changes of 1991. So now also we are having these issues. In the elections conducted between 1996 and 1999, no political party got a clear majority in the Lok Sabha. So there was an election conducted in the Lok Sabha, but there was no majority was given that we should have the Lok Sabha in the political party because of the majority. This resulted in three governments in a short span of time. Those held by Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee, H.D. Dev Gowda and Inder Kumar Gujral were amongst them. So this was the leader who was initiated in the Lok Sabha, and these three governments were dealing with the Atal Bihari Vajpayee. Why? Because he was also the Prime Minister of India. Finally, in 1999, the National Democratic Alliance came to power under the flag of Bharatiya Janata Party, and Atal Bihari Vajpayee became India's Prime Minister. So when Atal Bihari Vajpayee became the Prime Minister of India, there was some power given to the Bharatiya Janata Party, because that president or the Atal Bihari Vajpayee belongs to the BJP party. So he got the majority vote from the people, and that party was the ruling party, and they got the power to run the government. Atal Bihari Vajpayee tried to establish a dialogue with Pakistan, but was not successful. So he was having some dialogue or some war of the dialogue with Pakistan, but that was not successful, that Pakistan will listen to those person. So that was some misuse happened. India conducted a number of nuclear tests in 1999 and declared herself as an atomic power. So India was using an atomic power, and that was in the leadership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee. So he has used some weapon to harm the Pakistan people, but that was not good for the people. Why? Because we should have a peace in our country. That was the thinking of the Atal Bihari Vajpayee, but Pakistan people were not having that much thinking that India will have an atomic power and they will throw on us. So there was some weapons used for the fighting between each other, and there was some big mount tensions was built in. In 1999, there was another war between India and Pakistan in Kargil over the Kashmir issue. So nowadays also you must be reading the news that the Pakistan people or the army person are killed in a day by day. So these issues were having in 99 also because of the because of Kashmir issue, because Pakistan was saying, or the Pakistan government was saying that Kashmir was belong to us, but there was no amendment came to in front of the people. So this also defeated by Pakistan in that issue of Kargil, where the many soldiers were died in the head of India. That was the big defeated by Pakistan in the war as well. Indian economy, we'll see what are the Indian economy take place in the events after the Pakistan war. Right from independence, the modernization of economic self-sufficiency and social justice have been the characteristic of Indian economy. So when the changes have been taken place, the social justice have been played a major characteristic in the Indian economy. Now, When the modernization came, economic took place, means we were having an import export business with other countries. There was a big globalization, changes took place in India. So there was a modernization, big technology came in India. Because of the advanced technology, we can say economic self-sufficiency, we can also export our things, or we can import our things. We can make the things in India and we can export to other countries. So because of self-sufficiency, our India's became the globalization. We can deal with one country to another country. India wanted to acquire modernity and self-reliance in establishing industry. So we also established good industries, or the development in industries of the modernization, and we became the self-reliance in industries. We wanted to establish an economy based on social justice through planning. So there should be a proper planning to modernize the economy. Why? Because it should get a benefit to the social justice, that people will get a good chance to have a best economy in the world. Establish the world coordinate development through the policy of 5-year plans. The Narasimha Rao government started economic reforms from 1991. So there was some changes done by the Narasimha Rao, and when the government was there, his government was there actually. The economic reforms are called as a economic liberalization. So there has been change taken place in the liberalization, means economic liberalization, that economy can be not be affected from the government side. The Indian economic flourished as a result of the implementation of this policy. So this implementation became the big thrust, or became the modernization, because of the 5 years plan. So the policy will be implemented for the 5 years, and that will be the flourish in the economy. That economic will be having a more growth in the GDPs. The foreign investment in India increased. So we also have the foreign investment, that foreign people are coming and they are investing in a company. Why? Because if they invest in a company, our development will take place automatically. So that was a reform done because of the Narasimha Rao. Skilled Indian professionals help reforms the Indian economy. So we also have a Indian professional expert who have a best caliber in Indian economy, or they can have a growth in our economy. So we have chosen that people. The field of information technology opened several avenues of employment in the country. So because of the information technology, we can say as a IT, because of this field, we also got a good employment opportunity, or employees who can have a good changes of the globalization. And that was the big avenue also. We can have a good demand of money from other country. So that was the globalization took place. Next is science and technology. Two major events must be mentioned while describing Indian efforts towards self-reliance. Dr. M.S. Swaminathan is known as the father of Green Revolution in 1965. He implemented new scientific agriculture techniques and increased the production of food grain. The experiment in cooperative dairy movement by Dr. Verghese Kurien lead to increase in of milk production in India. So he was a person who was having a increase of milk production in a economy. That was also called as a green revolution. This called a white revolution. So that was called a white revolution because that was the production he increased in a revolution. India had also made a lot of progress in the field of atomic energy and space research. Dr. Homi Bhabha, he was a scientist and he has made a great research in the field of science. He also used atomic energy, laid down the foundation of atomic power in program. India instead using atomic energy for peaceful purpose like generation of electricity. So he has made, or he has chosen that field of making the atomic power, but it is for the peaceful purpose like generation of electricity, that we are having electricity, that how we should have electricity from the power of atomic. Pharmaceuticals, that the person who are interested to go in pharmaceuticals, or how we should get research on pharmaceuticals, of medicines, of things that he has implemented. And defense, India has achieved a considerable success in space technology as well as, so space technology means the people who are going in the earth or up for the finding some of the research, or the scientists who are going up in a space center for finding the information. That was also succeeded by the Homi Bhabha. In 1975, the first satellite Aryabhatta was launched. So he was in 1975 the first satellite was launched by the Aryabhatta. It should be remembered by you students. Today, India has a successful space program and many satellites have been launched under this program. So we are having so many satellites. You will find in the Bangalore state, We are having many scientists over there, and they have given a lots of research in the satellites, and we are having different science lab over there. India has also made considerable advancement in the telecom sector. Telecom sector means telecommunication. Advanced technology was also implemented in that period. Next is changes in social field. During this period, there were several major changes in the social field in India. Social field means the society we are living in India. So we are having different society, different religion, different caste, different genders in a society. So after some of the event, the changes were taken place. Some of the changes were related with the issue of empowerment of women. So women should get the empowerment, women should get the benefits and should get the power actually. And the others are related with the policies regarding the upliftment of the deprived section of the society. The person who are there, they are making the policies to deprived section of the society, that society of weaker section of the society should not get the benefit, and there was the some upliftment that this society will get the benefits and lower caste will not get the benefits. So that was the thinking of some of the people in India. To promote the all-round development of women and children, a separate Department of Women and Child Development was created in 1985 under the Ministry of Human Resource Development. So in 1985, there was the department came forward and they were helping the women and children. Why? Because in olden times, people used to have a marriage of women under the age of child, or the child labor was also practiced. So that was a stop by the Ministry of Human Resource Development. Some laws were made to ensure social justice to women. So women should also get the social justice, and they should get the proper justice from the government. And to help implementation of various schemes in this direction, they include the Prohibition Act of Dowry Act, Equal Remuneration Act. So there was also their Dowry Act. Dowry Act means it is a kind of dahej, we can say. After the marriage, the person she is going to marry, they are asking for the Dowry Act. So that was stopped by the government. As per the 73 and 74 Constitution Amendment, seats were reserved for women in the local self-government bodies. So local self-government bodies means in local government, like Nagar Parishad or Nagar Sevika. These seats are also reserved in the government or in the constitution, and that constitution was changed in the year of, as per the 73 and 74th Constitution Amendment, means changes have taken place, and some seats are reserved for the women to come in the political parties. According to the maker of Indian Constitution, some constituents of the Indian society were deprived of dignity and equal opportunities due to caste system, and they have also given the equal opportunities to the caste system. The Kaka Saheb Kelkar Commission was set up in 1953 to make recommendation so as to improve their condition. So there was the person called Kaka Saheb Kelkar. He was the person who gave a recommendation to improve the condition of a weaker section of the society, that they should also get some benefits. In 1978, a commission was constituted under the chairmanship of P.B. Mandal to study the issue of backward classes. So he was also the chairmanship of government, and he studied about the backward classes, that how they are suffering in India. The policy of reservation was adopted in order to strengthen the representation of backward classes. So he had made some reservation, and he has given some of the power to have the backward classes in our country, and they should also get some benefit from the government in various service and institutions. So various service means the jobs which are there for the scheduled caste people, backward classes. They should also get some of the reservation, and they should also get some employment opportunities. And institution means in school also they should get some, like a small child is there, they should also get some education from the government, and they should also get proper benefits or right of freedom. The government passed the Prevention of Atrocities Act in 1989. So atrocities means उनके ऊपर कुछ भी harm नहीं करना, और we should not treat them badly in a country, and that was act passed in 1989. Belonging to the scheduled caste and tribes to live with dignity and respect. That tribe peoples and scheduled caste should get the dignity and respect from the government or from the people. They should not be harassed in the job, or we should not give them a disrespect in the country. We should have a dignity and respect. Free from fear, violence and oppression of upper classes. So upper classes should not fear them in the field of jobs, or might be in some of the places. We should allow them jobs, we should give them employment opportunities. This all things should give to the scheduled caste people and scheduled tribes. Next we will see globalization.